Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
I'm Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is a reaction to Vikings Season 6, Episode 9, but then also we will take a look ahead to Episode 10, the mid-season finale. I really don't know why we're not just having all 20 episodes at once at this point. They've been done filming for years now.
Yeah, and I mean, they love breaking up these seasons and pulling it out as long as they can here.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I get it. It would suck to kind of blow through all these episodes so fast, especially last season. This is it.
History's got them locked somewhere in a vault, and it's driving me crazy. But we will talk about what went down throughout this episode and setting the stage for big surprise, everybody.
Yep.
Epic battle in the mid-season finale. Who would have thought?
Yeah, but Vikings does battles like nobody else.
Yeah, well, before we dive into this, though, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. So, are you surprised that entering this mid-season finale, so much of it seems to be now about Oleg and his army and everything that's going on there?
Yeah, it feels like this is where we've been headed all season. Ivar's been separated from the rest of everybody. He's been in hiding in some ways. You know, he was run out of Kattegat and lost the throne and everything that's been going on. So we know that he wants to get back there. We know that he still has unfinished business with Bjorn and everything that's going on there. So it's nice to see that we're finally getting to that. I actually wasn't 100% sure that we were going to get to that before the finale. So,
Yeah.
Are you surprised that we're actually getting there now?
A little bit, but I also think pace-wise, Vikings has sort of shown they'll kind of alternate between dragging stuff out for a really long time and then really hurrying things along.
Yeah, it's true. So we are at least now in a place that we're going to be seeing a big battle in this next episode. We've seen Oleg's army. It's pretty massive. And we've seen actually the first time in a long time a little bit of just terror in Ivar's face when Oleg was basically saying we're wiping every other religion off, you know, the planet, where the Vikings religion is all going to be gone. Nobody's going to be, that's just not even going to exist anymore. And you could just see like all the color drain out of his face.
I like the sort of evolution of Ivar that we've been on. I'm not saying Ivar is like a totally different Ivar than the I am a god Ivar we have seen in the past, but I think it's been a fascinating experience for him to sort of hold up a mirror to himself, but that mirror is Oleg, and he's starting to realize, maybe I shouldn't be like that all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think some of that also helped for when he ran into Visik when the attack happened.
Yeah.
The two scouting parties both attacked, and then they both retreated, and Ivar was there, and he saw Visik not doing well.
Yeah.
I was surprised a little bit on how easily Visik was able to kind of fall back in with Ivar after seeing him so wrapped up in drugs and drinking and his own mind and everything that happened between them and how down the hole Visik went with all of this stuff. I was quite surprised to see how quickly he was able to fall back in with Ivar. But at the same time, Visik's by himself. He's just wandering around. He has no direction, nowhere to go. And this is still his brother.
I'm kind of surprised that we have Visik back on the show so fast. I thought we would get at least like one episode of him just wandering around in the woods somewhere and we wouldn't really see him. I mean, it's a little bit convenient that all of a sudden Visik is now back on Vikings again, back in sort of the thick of things with other characters.
Yeah, and he seems to be pretty clean. And we've had a very long time with Visik really fighting, getting clean, and being a little more healthy, and actually being of right mind. And now, you know, there's obviously a time passage. It's just that we haven't really seen a lot of it. But that moment with Ivar and Visik on the boat where they're kind of like leaning on each other, and that moment with Ivar where he really is like, I'm happy to see you. Like, I am glad that you're back. And that I think that feeling of missing all of his family, like Ivar's really lost after killing his wife, losing his kingdom. He doesn't have any relationship with his brothers. Visik, abandoned him. He had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So to see Visik again, I'm sure really now that Ivar's going through some changes, like you said.
Yeah, some.
I think that really was a genuine moment, which is not something that you really get to see with Ivar a lot.
And it is sort of a setup to kind of what's in the promo for episode 10 that's coming up, where Ivar and Bjorn, here we have another meeting of the minds.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Ivar and Bjorn share any real time together in ages.
Yeah.
These two are not getting along. They've obviously been fighting over Kattegat for a long time now. So I'm really excited to see that meeting of the two of them sitting on the shore, having that discussion. Obviously, the discussion's not going to be one of like, hey, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. But it's going to be very interesting to see the whole thing play out. Of all the things I'm excited about, that's the biggest thing I'm the most excited about. And that's saying something, because I love the battles that they have in Vikings. They do them better than anything else on TV.
I think I'm not going to say I'm jaded with battle scenes. I've just seen a lot of battle scenes, and the Vikings ones are really, really good. But it's sort of like, this is my main event, is getting Ivar and Bjorn in the same place. Who knows where that's going to go? I gotta think that both of them are still going to be involved in the final stretch of episodes. I don't think it's going there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to die, but I am very curious to see how it's really going to play out, because we know that Ivar has a couple of different irons in the fire right now. He's not really going there to help HOGH take over Kattegat or anything like that. He doesn't want to be his puppet. He wants to get back and sort of have this different life. He doesn't want to just be a king in name only and do whatever HOGH wants. So I can see that there's going to be a shift. He's obviously going to use HOGH's army to get what he wants. But once they're all on the shore together, it's going to be interesting to see how that is actually going to play out. Could there actually be a possibility of Bjorn and Ivar finding a way to, use that army together?
Common ground, maybe?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm just not sure how it's really going to play out. Or if it's just Ivar's going to use HOGH's army, take over, get rid of Bjorn, get rid of HOGH, whatever it is. This is where Harold Finehair is really going to come into play here. And if he's going to help. And even if his army and Bjorn's army and everybody's armies all kind of get together, is it even going to be enough to fight back?
I think we have this big, large-scale mystery of what's going to happen with the armies, who are the key players. Maybe Harold is a major part of it. I mean, the synopsis that's out there seems to kind of suggest so. But there's also this other mystery, and this is the Vikings mystery of the week, and this is who is this Athelstan? Why does he have the name Athelstan? And this does not look like an accurate representation of even dead Athelstan either. Yeah,
we have all seen Athelstan die.
Yeah.
He got an axe to the head by Floki. This is not Athelstan. So at least that is how I am looking at it. I watched him die. He's gone.
Yeah.
And, we've all mourned Athelstan. We watched Ragnar mourn Athelstan. We watched Floki pay for what he did to Athelstan. Athelstan is gone.
Yeah.
So I think that this name was just thrown in there to give us, this is the last season.
Yeah.
I think they just want to give us a little bit of the nostalgia, a little bit of the feels, to remember back to that relationship with Ragnar and Athelstan that we all love and we were all invested in. So I don't think that it's more than that. It's been interesting, though, because I've seen a lot of discussions of people talking about that more than anything else, to hear that name. I personally just think that maybe during that time, Athelstan, Athelfled, Athelwolf. We've seen it over on Last Kingdom. This seems to be pretty common. So I wonder if maybe just the first part of that name, Athel, is just like John or Robert or Adam or something. It's a very common name.
I'm going to zag a little bit on this because really, I'm just kind of annoyed by it, honestly. I mean, I feel like it's very... there's already enough going on Vikings as it is, and I don't think they need to bring in this other character named Athelstan and then suddenly make you spend like the next 5 minutes of the episode being like, did I miss something? Like, is there a part of the storyline I didn't pick up something? It was distracting to me.
Yeah, and it seems that it was actually, there are other people in a camp with you that found it a little more distracting, and where I was just going a little more with it, just remembering Athelstan and Ragnar's relationship. Yep. I mean, it's not him. He's dead. But
yeah.
So yeah, there was that. We also saw Bjorn actually get married to Ingrid, which I wasn't sure after the last episode. I was kind of 50-50 on it because this isn't going to stop the problem.
No.
Like, Bjorn is just gonna find someone else and someone else and someone, like, he's just, this doesn't help anything. It doesn't stop anything. It doesn't solve anything. But it was cool to see Gunhild kind of talk about Freya and all the sort of the crying of the gold tears of missing her husband, and then watching that same thing happen with her, and for the first time we actually even saw Bjorn really kind of regretting his decision, where it seemed like he was feeling guilty. He wanted to stay with Gunhild. He wanted to stay with his unborn child. He wanted to stay where he was, where she was like, listen, you made this bed. You made this decision. It is your wedding night. You go and you deal with what you did. This was your choice. So live with it.
I think the problem is there are people in the world where you sort of look at them and you think, okay, there's hope that this person might change. And maybe this is going to be a catalyst for Bjorn, maybe, but is Bjorn going to be, to use just like a shameless analogy, is he the Frank Gallagher of this show, where this is just who this dude is and there's nothing that's going to be done to change it, even if there are sort of little fluctuations? I don't know if anything's going to change Bjorn. Maybe this is a cycle that's going to repeat itself. It's just sort of like, Bjorn is that character I want to desperately believe in, when I want to think that he can turn something around here and not make his personal life a constant mess. You've got enough other things to worry about, Bjorn.
Yeah, it's true, and I agree. I just don't think he's going to be able to turn it around. I think he might be able to turn around for short periods of time, but he just can't stop himself. He's kind of his own worst enemy with that. There's almost always this bigger, better deal out there that is not really true.
Well, before we wrap this video up, let's make a couple little just predictions about the mid-season finale, because Vikings, they've augmented history enough that I'm not going to be beholden on anything. I'm just thinking they got to kill somebody off, right? It's the mid-season finale.
I was actually thinking maybe they were going to bring somebody back.
Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking that we might actually see Floki. I mean, the last time we saw him, he was cackling to himself, looking at a cross inside a volcano in a cave, and it was all kind of collapsing around him. But at that point, we haven't seen him actually just be dead. We just kind of have never seen him again. And I don't know. There's a part of me that just feels like he's still got to be out there. Is that really how it's just going to end with him? Is there more with him? I mean, I just don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just want to see him again.
Me, I want to see something horrible and fiery happen to Oleg. I'm done with you. You've had your time. You're terrible. You can just go away and either meet an untimely death and, go to Valhalla. Oh, wait, you're trying to get rid of all Viking religion. Or just go somewhere else and just go annoy some other people. I'm done with Oleg. He can go. All right, though, let's get your predictions out there. What do you want to see happen on the Viking this mid-season finale?
Yep.
Share in the comments, and if you did like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time.